Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Anna with you here as usual. Today is Monday already, and as always we start our usual latest, most fresh ever update on the situation here in Spain and our sunny, lovely, summery Benidorm region. So as for the situation, I want to say that, as you might know, on Monday we don't really have the exact dates and numbers on the cases here in Spain, but what we do know in general from separate regions here is that the situation is still stable and cases are still decreasing and the index is also decreasing, so it's a very good news. But tomorrow we will know, of course, the exact numbers to be able to compare it with the last weekend's one. First of all, I want to say that there are some changes in restrictions. For example, in Madrid, you know that they've been locking down separate zones, separate areas of Madrid's region, depending on the amount of cases that they have in them. So starting from today, all the areas of Madrid are open for visits, so people don't need to stay inside of them. They can freely travel from one area of Madrid to the other, as in general all Spain has, like, no restrictions in terms of mobility. The other thing is that here, for example, in Valencian region, there are also some changes. As I've mentioned last week, finally our president of Valencian community has decided not to eliminate the night lockdown, but to postpone it for 1 more hour. So right now, starting from today, we are able to stay outside until 1 o'clock at night. So from 1 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning, we are not able to stay outside, except from this time for these 5 hours. All the rest of the day, we're able to enjoy our beautiful Spanish weather. The maximum of groups that are able to gather together outside or inside, doesn't matter. It's still of 10 people. This didn't change. What did change is the timetable for the bars and restaurants that we have during the night, and right now they are allowed to open until 12:30, so half an hour after midnight, which is just amazing. A lot of people didn't go to the bars or didn't go to have a dinner, because here in Spain people are used to have dinner slightly later than in UK, for example, and in a lot of other European countries. Here the normal dinner time is like 10:30-ish approximately. So people just didn't want to go for like half an hour, 1 hour, and then have to rush back home, which didn't make any sense to spend money for that. But right now, while the bars and restaurants are able to open more than 1 hour apart from the time they were opening already, a lot of people probably will go outside and enjoy a very nice dinner in their favorite restaurants or tapas bars. If you didn't see, a few days ago I've posted the video about the tapas street, which is traditional Spanish, like a snack. A lot of different varieties of it. So if you didn't see that video, go and check it. I'm gonna put you here the link towards this video. This is basically what's happening in the other regions. The restrictions remain basically the same, although we don't have a lot of them already, but still there are some restrictions, especially for the masks. For the minimum distance of 1.5 meters. Regarding the masks, I want to say that more and more regions here in Spain are talking about allowing people to take off masks on the open air. We already are allowed to stay without a mask on the beach, for example, like I am right now. I'm in my square here, which is 4x4, so no one else can go inside my square, inside my area, so it's fine. I can be without a mask. People can swim without a mask, be in the rivers, swim in the swimming pool, sunbathe, like things like that. They can be done without a mask. And hopefully very soon, towards the second part of summer, they will allow us to have a walk outside on the open air without the necessity of putting on the mask, in case there's not a lot of people and we can maintain the social distancing. So hopefully this is going to be the new step. Our government was asked on what they're planning to do with the masks and when they're planning to totally eliminate them and not make them as an obligatory part of our lives. Like, for example, Gibraltar did when they vaccinated everyone. They just said that masks are not obligatory anymore in general. But for example, here they say we will still need to wait a lot, and at least 6 more months masks will be obligatory, and then we'll see, everything depending on the situation and how the vaccination will go on. Last thing that I want to mention about the situation is something that I don't really like and what's happening in Barcelona. I don't know why, but there's a lot of young people. Well, I consider myself young as well. I'm 28, still will be 29 on the 13th of July. But I mean like students and teenagers, like from 16 onwards. And basically they are just making a lot of irresponsible decisions. Yesterday and during the weekend, the police in Barcelona had to put a fine on, for example, I think it was 3,500 basically young people for not wearing a mask, for not keeping the social distance, and for staying in places where they shouldn't be staying in a huge groups, more than 10 people. This was happening on the beach in Barceloneta, for example, and this was happening in a lot of different parks and areas. It's not a normal thing to do, but it's just a lot of young people, they either don't believe in the virus or they just feel that, well, okay, even if I'm going to get it, I won't have any symptoms, so I don't really care. This is the situation that we have. It's not happening in other regions. Here in Spain, I must say, in our Valencian region, it's all stable. In Madrid, it's also okay. In south, north part of Spain, everything is fine, except for Catalonia and for Barcelona. Don't know why this is happening, but it is what it is. There, the situation, it might get worse very soon if a lot of these people will get the virus. So everything might become worse. So we need to think twice of things that we do in order to get back to the new normality as soon as possible. The other thing that I wanted to say is that starting from today, the tourism is alive once again. Why? Because starting from this week, from Monday, Spain's opened borders for UK and for all the other countries that have the 14 days index in the country less than 60. Basically, all these countries are allowed from today to come here to Spain. If a person is vaccinated, then there is no need to make the PCR test. If the person is not vaccinated, then you need to make the testing and show the negative result at the airport. Basically, this is what's happening. So a lot of hotels are just making some last minute details, last minute changes, cleaning, preparing the hotel for reopening. A lot of the hotels will be opening from 1st of June, and a lot of them did open already. So hopefully the tourism will start being the normal part of our lives once again, because people just need to get back to their normal lives as soon as possible, because a lot of them are being affected also psychologically and mentally due to all this situation, which is not good, not necessary. Apart from that, a lot of different companies, airline companies especially, are planning to reopen the flights towards the Alicante airport here in our region, because since we opened the borders, we need to show people that the airlines are also working properly, that we have all the flights, and hopefully Jet2 will also change their mind and start allowing a lot more flights towards our sunny Valencian region. Of course, the second part of it is what UK will say on the 7th of June. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's either on the 7th or on the 20th. I'm not sure. I'm going to put you here the exact date. So in June, UK will recheck everything and this like color system. So hopefully starting from then, they will include Spain as the country where they recommend and it's safe to travel, which would mean that you would not need to stay on quarantine when you come back. Hopefully this is going to be the case, because if not, our region will be affected a lot, and especially the hotels and people who work there. Another interesting news from our region is what's happening in Elche, which is a small town right near Alicante. And there a lot more than 200 companies are basically trying to employ international people, like immigrants that come legally here to Spain and have all the papers, but just were not able to find the job before then. And why this is happening here in Spain, we don't really have this kind of a discrimination in terms of if you're not Spanish, you're not getting the job. I didn't have these problems like for more than 8 years that I've been here in Spain already. I was always able to find a job, and it was even a plus, especially if you work in hotels and in tourism sector. It's always a plus that you are an immigrant, a foreign person, you're not Spanish, because this means that you know one extra language, which is very useful always in the tourism area. This is basically what's happening. They are contracting more people, international people. They have people from worldwide, like Africa, Asia, Europe, America, South America, North One, Canada. They take people from worldwide, which is very nice. It's a very international team in a lot of different companies, which is not happening in some of them. There are still a few companies that still traditionally try to employ only Spanish, which is, for example, Mercadona. I love this supermarket, don't get me wrong. I always go there when we can. There are a lot of my favorite products that are only in this supermarket, but they always try and give the workplace, give the offer to the Spanish one. If they have to choose, either it's going to be a Spanish or any other nationality, they're going to give it to the Spanish. It is how it is. I don't know why, but it's how they work. It's their work way. But of course, there are a few people that I know that were able to get inside Mercadona and have the job, which are not Spanish ones, but it's the absolute minority. This is what's happening. So a lot more companies are searching for international people, which is very nice, as I've said already, in terms of language and in terms of other different knowledge that Spanish might not have, different mentality maybe. And a lot of companies love it in our region. So if you want to come to Spain still, and if you want and are planning to search for a job here, probably one of the best regions to choose would be the Valencian region, because it's a very international one. And here the majority of companies don't look where you come from, they just look for what you can provide to the company. So there's actually a lot of opportunities, especially in the tourism sector, once it's gonna be alive again. These were all the news for today, and the Spanish weather doesn't really need any kind of presentation. As you can see, it's just amazing today. It's summer once again. Yesterday, as you've seen on one of my shorts videos, it was raining during all day. There were even some streets that were flooded and was difficult to circulate through them. But right now everything is stable. The sun is shining, the sky is bright blue. A lot of people are coming towards the beach right now already. By the way, right now I'm filming on the Poniente beach in Benidorm, because I just love the view of the whole Benidorm on the back. The view is just amazing. This is why I love to come to this beach. And the rest of Spain is not going to be having exactly the same weather. On the north part, there's still going to be some rain and some clouds, which will maintain there until like Saturday second part. And starting from Sunday, the weather will be stable in all Spain. Sun will be shining. There will only be some clouds every now and then, but the majority of our country will have a beautiful sunshine and already summer weather. The temperatures are stable. They are recovering after yesterday's rain. And I must say that by Sunday this week, so exactly to beginning of June, the temperatures will rise up substantially. And on Sunday, Monday, they will reach 29 degrees here in our region. The rest of regions today will have, for example, the north part of Spain between 10 and 18, in the center between 14 and 23, in the south part between 21 and 30 degrees, and here on Mediterranean area, our lovely Mediterranean area, will be between 21 and 26. In Alicante and Benidorm, here will be 25, 26 degrees on the sunshine. It's just very nice. The wind is very, very slight wind, if not even that. It's very nice to stay outside, but you need to use sunscreen. You need to use protection for your skin. You need to have some hats or something to protect yourself, because of the sunburns, because I've seen a lot lately. So you need to protect yourself because the sun is very aggressive already, because we're getting towards summer and it's very dangerous here in Spain. The sun is very hot. The rest of the regions, in Barcelona it's going to be slightly less degrees, 22. In Granada 25, in Malaga and Marbella 27, in Sevilla 30, it's the warmest place as usual here in Spain. In Madrid 22, Balearic Islands 21, Canarian Islands 23, and Valencia will have exactly the same temperature as we do today, which is going to be 25, 26 degrees. The water temperature is 20 degrees right now, but the prediction is that in 7 days, the water temperature will reach 21 degrees, which is already very comfy temperature to swim in our lovely Mediterranean Sea. I hope you enjoyed today's news. I wish you a very, very nice day of today. Light Monday, and of course, light, zero stress beginning of a new work week. And I'm going to see you tomorrow with a new video from Benidorm. Bye, everyone.